Yeah, this is the previous class things. Okay, so we are going to discuss the application of ICT, right? So we have done some of these in the previous session, right? So we talk about the application of the application for the education, and we talk about application to the health sector, as well as we talk about the application to the agricultural sector, plus farming, and for the fisheries as well. And we talk about this as well, the business and finance part, right? So the business and finance, we talk about how things are being applied to this particular things, and I think this is the place that we stopped, right? People, did we talk about the e-commerce and all these things? As I remember, I think, right? We did, right? Yes, can anyone confirm? Yeah, we have. I was I was referring to the video. Okay. So today we are going to talk about how the engineering sector is being influenced or being facilitated with the ICT, right? So when it comes to the engineering, the major breakthrough is about the is on making the models of the machinery parts and some in some 3D parts, right? So like when early days, when we need to create something in the engineering sector, if they need to create some component or some building or whatever the thing, what they are doing is they are just modeling it manually, right? They use the cardboard, sometimes they use cement or clay or something, some material. So they make a model of a particular of the particular component that they are planning to build. Then they test it in several different ways, right, and see what are the things to be adjusted, right. Then they try to implement the actual designing, right. Like as an example, they make it in a motor part, right. So if they want to build the motor part, they are not straight away going to the building part of the actual component. They are just make a prototype, right. So they make a prototype and they test the prototype, then they will go for the actual buildings or the manufacturing. And when we are having the facility of ICT, it gives us it gives the engineers the ability to build up the things in a 3D model, right? Using different kinds of softwares. You can just build a 3D model, what you are going to build of the component. So you can just turn it and see how it really going to work, right? So as a real 3D one. So the very famous or like the very close example that we can take is like when we are asking a particular architecture to build a home for us. So they will build a particular 3D model using a software, and they will show us, so we can like go into the house and we can like work through it, right. So hold on, I think I got a 3D model for you to show, right. බලන්න එක ඔයගලන්ට පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. So you will have the experience. Let me see that. If we are lucky, so we will be able to. No, it is not. I'll find that and I'll show it to you. So like when a particular that particular file is given to us, we can just walk through inside the 3D model house, and we can like climb the stairs and see the views and all these things. Like it gives a complete bundle or the complete picture of the house and how it looks like. So people who are expecting to build that particular house can do the changes if they want, right, and do the adjustment. So it's easy, right? Then they will have the idea. Okay, this is how it's going to be when it built it up, right? So that particular computer aided designing is there with the ICT. And again, like we discuss in the educational sector as well, like the 3D animation and the AR and VR technologies will allow us to like go beyond 3D modeling. So using a AR technology, augmented reality, or VR technology, virtual reality, the people will be able to see how the things are going to be when we create something. Right now, if you could experience the AR or VR, I think most probably you have experienced the VR. නේද? ඔගොල්ලෝ VR box එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. මොකද ඒක ගොඩක් කට්ටිය අතර හරි ජනප්‍රියයි. VR box එකෙන් කොහොමද experience වෙන්නේ කියන එක බලන්න. But AR, it is little bit unique, and if you want to experience the AR, we should have the particular components, right? So the difference between AR and VR, like VR, it is a video that is given to us, and we have to what we call behave, or like we have to experience what video shows to us, right? But when it comes to the AR, augmented reality, we can experience the situation as we want, right? මම experience කරලා තියෙන එක සැරයක් it's a heart that which is being designed by the augmented reality technology. So I can like walk around the heart and see how heart is, and I can like if I walk into the heart, so it will take me like from the flesh to the inner side of the inner walls and all these things that are නේද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙන කෝෂිකා කාර්නිකා ඊළඟට දමනි ශිරා ඒ වගේ දේවල්, like we can see it, right? And we can like if you want, we can have different kinds of views, right? අපිට total heart එක කොහොමද වැඩ කරන්නේ කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඊසේ heart එකේ හරස් කඩක් කියන්නේ heart එක ඇතුලේ කෝෂිකා කර්ණිකා කොහොමද වැඩ කරන්නේ කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්, right? So we can experience, it's like uh, an actual heart is in front of us, and we are going around and learning about it, right? So likewise, when it comes to the engineering, and we can build the particular component in front of us, and we can engineers will be able to like see how it happens, right? And some science fiction movies are like giving you much nice pictures about this, right? ඒව දැන් ටික ටික ඇත්ත වේග දෙනවා නේද? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ Iron Man movie එක බලලා තියෙනවා නම් Iron Man ගේ අය ආම එක build up කරන විදිය ඒක movie එකේ පෙන්නන්නේ 3D models වලින් කරලා ඒකෙන් handle කරගන්න ඉතින්. So we technology is not that smart still, right? ඒක computer graphics පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි අපි එහෙම දෙයක් movie එකකට හදාගන්නේ. But still some of the things are like there, right? So you can experience. And when it comes to the computer, like the software engineers, right? They can use case tools, computer aided software engineering tools. So it will help the programmers and the software engineers to reduce their work, right? Because when you use a case tool is a tool which helps you to build up the component or the program that you want with less amount of effort, right? Now, if we take the programming like as a job, like the programmer have to program each and every code regarding a program early days. But when you have the case tools, like when we can create a particular component, and we can allow the computer or to the program to write the code on behalf of us, right? So it will reduce the work of a programmer. The same things are coming to the when it comes to the software engineers, architectures, business analysts, all kind of things. So they can see a clear picture using these kind of tools, and they can manage their program or the component that they are dealing with in a very smart manner and a very efficient manner, right? So at the end of the day, it is there to reduce human effort, right? And to provide more work towards the computer, right? And yeah, the tourism, obviously, we know how it happens, right? Like, think about yourself. If you want to go somewhere, you will just search for that place now, right? Earlier, like we were like searching things from the newspapers, maybe from the travel magazines and all these things. But nowadays, if you really want to go somewhere, you can just surf, right? Now each and like when it comes to the tourism, like most of the hotels and the places have their own website, right? So you can visit and you can plan your vacation, and you can see what are the things, what are the extra activities that we can do, what are the places that we can visit when we are like visiting to that particular place, right? And what are the extra activities are there, නේද අපි වැඩිපුරම බලන්නේ කෑම කොහමද කියලා නේද, how the foods are going to be, right? So likewise we can maintain, or like we can have the predefined picture, right? What actually is going to go when we reach that place. Early days, it's not like that. We have to ask it from a person who have visit to a particular place, and someone will recommend, okay, this particular place is good, so you better go and experience that. Then we are going to go and take it, right? But unlike those days, today we can have that recommendation by ourselves, right? Just by visiting the internet and like surfing inside the some particular websites, right? And again, like we were taking the recommendation from another person who have visited to a particular destination. Nowadays, we can just go through the comments or the feedbacks that the customers are given regarding a particular place. නේද? ඒවා හරි වැදගත් tourism වලට, because like when people trying to book a particular place to lodge, they will go through the feedbacks that the customer has given. So then they will have the idea whether it is a good place to stay or not, right? And not only these details, if you want to make a map regarding the places that we are visiting, it is easy now. We can use the Google Maps or some other map applications, right? And we can plan the navigation as well. So we can have the idea how far we are going to go and how long it takes, right? So likewise. So there are many different benefits that you can do, as well as when it comes to the like ticketing, like if you are booking a flight to go to some other country. Early days we have to like visit to the airport or to the travel agency to get things done. Most of the things now still travel agencies are like helping the people to do things when they are having a foreign visit, or when they are visiting to a foreign country. But some of the things now can be done by ourselves, right? We can book a ticket. If you want, we can cancel it, right? We can see how the flight is going to be, right? And those kind of things can easily be done with the help of the ICT, right? These are some. This is some website that I told you. Like this particular website is a bundle of services, right? It can use to book a flight. It can use to book a hotel, the cars. If you want to cruise, you can have it if they are given that facility, right? And things to do, the vacation rental, and all these things are like come into a one particular place. Right now, earlier it was like several different service providers are to be contact to have these kind of services. Like we have to contact a travel agency to have our bookings and all these things, and we have to contact the hotel to inform that we are coming on this particular date on this particular time. So on those kind of deals. And if you know, if you need a vehicle to be traveled, right, if you want a vehicle to be rented, so you have to like uh, contact some rent a car service, right? Then you have to have it. Regarding the cruises, like neither we don't really have that experience. Even I don't have that experience, but it can also be arranged, right? And things to do, we don't know what we can do until we reach the particular place, right? But nowadays it's not like that, right? So you can book the things, and you can see whether your booking is available, or for the dates that you're expecting to go, is there any place that is able to do the bookings, right? You can have that, right? So early days we have to have like lots of phone calls to get confirmed something, but nowadays it's a very easy, and it's just some clicks or some key-ins that you have to do, right? And when it comes to the news and journalism, now if you just put on a TV channel, uh, like if you specifically like look into the news, now news are being highly moderated and like highly decorated by the ICT components, right? Now, if you think about the TV channels like Derana, Swarnavahini, Hiru kind of things, who have big capitals and always look into some new technologies, they have make their news reading platform into a virtual reality platform sometimes, right? So they show how an accident happens, they show how the raining is going on, right? So in a 3D manner, right? Sometimes the I haven't seen it in other countries so far. Samahara countries වල flood එක පෙන්නනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ 3D animate කරලා, right? I'll show you a particular video. There's a very nice video regarding the flooding. එතන ඒ comment කරන කෙනා, compare කරන කෙනා, like he's just explaining, now this is the water level yesterday and this is the water level today. එහෙම කියනකොට එයාගේ screen එක වතුරෙන් පිරෙනවා, like the viewers can see that, right? So කියනවා මෙච්චර දවසක් ගියාම මෙන්න මෙතනට යනවා, මෙතනින් ගියායින් පස්සේ මිනිස්සුන්ට ජීවත් වෙන්න අමාරුයි මේ වගේ thing. Like it's a nice way of expressing the things. So they are creating a virtual space, so people will attract to that, and they will be on the news and see the things and understand those things in a very correctly and clearly, right? So starting from the news, like documentation, emails, video conferencing, sharing the contents, and all these things is happen with the help of ICT. And for law enforcement, it is majorly the hardware components that we use, which can be integrated with the computer system, like CCTV, GPS, telecommunication services, those kind of things. And as well as we are using these reportings and these statistics to have a conclusion easily regarding a particular incident, right? So like those kind of things will be there as the applications of ICT. So we discussed the thing like across many different sectors, right? We discuss about the education and how it is being affected, and we discuss about the health sector, and we discuss about the what are the other sectors, like the farming, right, fisheries and agriculture, right? And today we discuss about engineering, right? Earlier we discussed about the marketing and sales and financial sector. So just think about today, you can't imagine any sector which is not ICT is being involved, right? So if you think about any sector, every sector got some ICT factor, right? So remember that it is regarding the applications, right? And hereafter, we are going to talk about the social benefits that we are taking, like as the people live in this society, what are the benefits that we are having. So we can have these type of benefits like computer games, like internet, social media, right, and online streaming videos, 3D movies, right. These are some entertainment points, right. And when it comes to the economical benefits, like to calculate the productivity, the gross domestic production, so the GDP, and like we can use this to share the information, right. And the concepts like cloud computing can be used to store things, right. So in that you will be having the characteristics, or like having the benefits of the security, the low cost and all these things, right. And when it comes to the issues, it gives the social and economical issues again, right. The major place that it hits is the jobs, right. So like there will be thousands of job losses due to a particular scenario is being computerized, right. Not that it says everything is like taken by the robotics. It's the machine that get advanced. So the man is always trying to make a machine get that can things done, right. So when the machines are replaced by the like when the human is replaced by the machines, so definitely it will lead to a jobless situation, right. So there are cases where like huge job losses happen due to the integration of some particular job or the factory, right. So like now if you just think about the production of the cars, right. It takes place the same thing, right. If you think about a factory which creates the cars, uh, most of the components are done by the machines. Only the fine tuning part is done by the humans, and it is being reduced, right. So there will be a day where you heard that there is a factory without a single person. So it's only the machines that working together to achieve the particular goal. So due to that, joblessness is come, or the joblessness will come in, and again, even though it is a problem, it creates some opportunities as well for the people who have the IT knowledge, or like the particular knowledge regarding particular things. So now this is about the postures, or like the health issues, right? So most of the health issues from the computer using is came up with the incorrect postures, right? So when you are learning it, the best way for you to learn it, right, as the second hand site shows, right. So like the eyes are should be something upper than the screen, that means screen should be something lower than the eye level, and your wrist should rest, the wrist should rest according to the good practice, and your arms should be on the table, or on a armrest, right. Otherwise the weight of the arm will be affected on your wrist, right. Then wrist එකේ අපි type කරනකොට ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට අපි අපේ අල්ලේ පහළ කොටස මේසෙට තියාගෙන තද කරගෙන තමයි type කරන්නේ. එහෙනම් අපි පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙනවා, right. Like with the time there will be some not the infection, like some swelling will happen, then that means the what you call the nerves regarding this particular place is being damaged, right. So that is a one particular problem that happens due to the incorrect posture. And there are some other disadvantages, or actually the some illness are there related to the computer usage, right? So the CTS, it is called the carpal tunnel syndrome, right? Carpal tunnel syndrome. It happens like this. Wrist එක swell වෙනවා කියලා ඔයගලන්ට කිව්වේ, it is because of the carpal tunnel syndrome, because of you like you are pressuring the extra pressure, like you putting it on the table for a long time. This will happen if you do the if you keep continuing that habit for a long time, right? And CVS is the computer vision syndrome, right? So the computer vision syndrome means your eyes are will be having uh, the yeah, the things like this. නේද? ඔයගලන්ට ඇහි දුර්වලතා ඇති වෙනවා කියලා දකින්න පුළුවන්. Like sighting will get weak, right? And you will have some patches like that, right? So it is called the computer vision syndrome. And then musculoskeletal problems, right? එක කියවන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි. Musculoskeletal problems. So it is because like you are on one particular place for a long time. It doesn't matter whether you are in the correct posture or not. If you're going to continue it for a long time, you are going to have the muscle strain, because muscles are there to work, not to sit idle and rest, right? And the RSI, repetitive stress injuries, right? So because of RSI, people will suffer from the stress, right? And stress will lead to many different things, right? Sometimes you may see like there are videos, people like taking their laptops and computers and smash on the floor, right? It is because of this RSI, repetitive stress injuries, right? So those things can be happen. So it's better you maintain a correct way, or a proper way to maintain your uh, uh, the behaviors with the computer system, right? So I think we came to a very last end because we have to talk about the digital divideness, right? Now, digital divideness means simply the availability and unavailability uh, of the ability to access a digital resource, right? So if you don't have a computer, if you don't have don't have enough money to purchase a computer, uh, you are going to be a victim of this digital dividends, right? So like there can be many reasons, right? Not only the financial reasons, right? Geographical location matters when it comes to the places. Like if you think about a location surrounded by mountains, right? You won't be having a lot of signals around that, right? So having an internet connection is very difficult. Even we lose the GSM connections as well. So it is very hard to make a communication when we in there, right? So that is called. So this. Is it tasty? Yes, it is tasty. It's brown. Oh, okay. What's that? It's a keyhole, so. Yeah. Front one. And geographical location is one point, or like one factor which creates the digital divideness. And awareness of the technology, right? So if you don't know how to handle the technology, that will make you away from the digital devices, right? And the digitality, right? So it's going to be a problem. And I don't really believe now gender is going to be a digital dividing problem, but early days it was there. Like boys are much into the electrical things and girls are not. right? But now it's changed with the smartphones and these smart devices. Now everyone is interacting with it, right? So gender is not a very major factor when it comes to the digital dividers. Income level, it is. Then අපි personally experience කරපු දෙයක් තමයි, right? Some of the parents are like calling us and telling that they don't have enough money to buy a particular device to contact with the particular lessons that is going on, and sometimes they are struggling with several devices, because if a household three children in three different grades, then system mechanic theater, they need three different phones and or three different devices to do the things, right? So income may not be up to that level, so it matters, right? And education skills, right? So like educational skills means like how you're going to get things from that, right? So if you are not into a proper education, you won't be able to like grab the things quickly, where the world is taking things to you, right? So it matters, right? You should have a good skill, good educational skill to understand how it is going to do, how it happens, and all these things, right? And cultural and psychological attitude, that is one of the biggest barriers that we have faced with the elder people when we are trying to introduce something new to them, right? Lots of elder people, not you, right, are like reluctant to connect with this. They just fix into their own track, right, which they have practiced for a long time, and now they are not like to be with a computer. So even that as well creates a digital dividers. Right. So people, the last one is about the environmental problems, right? So regarding the environmental problems, e-waste is the first disadvantage. So e-waste means electronic waste, where we cannot dump all these things in our general dump on the general garbage processing process, right? We have to like dump the electronic waste in a proper manner, right? So because of the electronic waste, there are different kinds of infection is going on to your skin and to the other living beings, right? So there is a way that we can reduce the particular e-waste. It is using this 3R concept: reduce, reuse, and recycle, right? So reducing means like, yeah, if you got two phones, right, you are not actually using one of them in a very frequent manner, you can sell it to another person. Okay. Give it to me. Right, sorry for that, people. And if you have extra phone and still you are not using it, you can sell it to someone else, right? Or you can just give it away, right? That will help to reduce the things from you. And for the other one, it enables reuse. Because of that, they are not purchasing the one from, like, purchasing a new device. So an old device is being reused, right? And the third one is the recycling, right? So you can recycle the e-waste when a particular electronic device is not okay to use, or like not working anymore. What we can do is we can hand that over to a place where they do the e-waste collecting, right? and then that company or the organization which do the electronic e-waste recycling will like crash it out, right? And they will create new components from that particular things that they received, right? And then people will purchase that, then use that. Once the end of the life happens, they can return it to the electronic waste collecting center again. So they are not creating anything new to that. All they do is whatever that they are having, once it is they are in a position for you to like that you can't use it anymore, so they recycle it and use it indirectly, right? Not that we can like we can recycle by ourselves. We have to give it to a place where it is done properly. Otherwise, there are a lot of chemical things are involved in the circuit, so those will be exposed to our to the body, right? So likewise, you will be able to settle down the e-waste part, right? In legal issues, right, there are several different legal issues over there. So the first one is the stealing or phishing. Right now, stealing or phishing, we are going to talk about this in the network lesson as well. Like someone is providing you a site which is something looks very alike as a genuine one, right? So then you will be given the particular data or particular sensitive data into this site, then those sensitive data can be collected by the third party, right? Okay. ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට e-commerce websites වල specifically like e-banking websites වල ඔය phishing ගැන විශේෂයෙන් ඔයගලන්ට alerts දීලා තියෙනවා, right? So they are saying that they are not sending any link or any kind of things to change your account. Just come like just visit to the original place and you do the changes. That's all that they are doing, right? So when it comes to the picture, just think about some e-banking facility. අපි හිතන්නකෝ සම්පත් බැංක් එකේ e-banking facility එකක. So what Pisha is doing is he will create the very same page using the using some components and send that page to the customers who are accessing uh, the particular website or particular component. So ඒක යවනකොට ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ trick එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා. They will just send a message that your system is been updated. Please visit and see ඕම කියලා පණිවිඩ ටිකක් යවනවා. So if you touch this, and it will present you the fake web page that the Fisher has created. So once you apply the particular detail, like email username and password, right? If it given like that, that particular things can be seen by the other end. That means in this case the Fisher, right? So it's going to be a disaster. Username password it is something that we should not do. All right, and to avoid these kind of attacks, we can have these kind of precautions, right? Like configuring a firewall, right? Using the password and usernames, right? And update the system frequently, right? Update the antivirus guard frequently, right? So like when you want to those things, there will be a very less possibility for someone to attack or like break your security, right? And this piracy, it is also done by a lot of people, and we are using that as well, right? අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට සල්ලි දීලා software purchase කරනවා අඩුයි. If it is a free and open source software, we can just personally purchase it. But when it comes to the other or the licensed versions, those licensed version softwares, we need to purchase those things by paying to it. Pay to it. Right? So, Anit, that is working, Menika. I am working. Lamai kaparakin, na? Yeah, piracy happens in many places, and it is a legal problem, right? So, if you are using a cracked software means you can be sued, right? Nadudana puluwan balanta. Right, but in Sri Lanka, they are not very much into these particular things. So still, we will be able to find out pirated softwares, right? So like if you take about the very famous one is the Windows. If you purchase the Windows, it will cost like 20 to 30,000, like maybe more, right? But you can just have the crack file and all these things just for free, right? And if it is done in a different country, the country like America and countries in Europe, it is a legal offense, right? So someone can sue you, and you have to give the explanation regarding that. Okay, so what is next? Yeah, plagiarism. Now, plagiarism means the copying of things. If we are asked to do a assignment, the famous thing that you do is like just search that thing and presenting that particular thing as ours work, right? So it's not going to happen, right? So like it's not an ethical thing, right? Whatever someone has made, it belongs to that particular person, right? So if you are, in case if you want to use that, we can give him the credits, right? So this particular place, this particular university, this particular lecturer has defined it like this, so we can go on that particular manner. So likewise, we can get a wide of the plagiarism. So like if you want to, like not if you want to, like if you are doing the plagiarism, you are doing it without the permission of the other person, right? So remember that. Yeah. So the things that they have created to safeguard the things, actually the plagiarism, right? They can use these kind of things, right? It can have originality, you can give the copyrights to the particular person and ask him to claim if anything goes wrong, right? And you can like manage your workings and the all these things with the proper legal infrastructure, right? ඔක්කොම දේවල් එක්කලා අන්තිමට legal infrastructure එක settle වෙන්නේ නැතුව. Yeah. Right. You have to like do it in a way that you can manage the things. තමයි මට තප්පරයක් දෙන්න. Right. Sorry for that, people. So what we were talking about is the copyright. So if you make your own work, or someone like the licensed software creators, the organizations, if they create something like that, what they are taking is like they are doing their work in a particular like what we call a specific legal structure, or as well as they are like claiming the copyrights. Like copyrights means like the document or the legal structure which says that this particular product is owned by this particular person, or some organization. Right. So if someone is using that without the authorization, or like the without the permission, so they can claim and they can take legal actions regarding that particular person or institute. Right. So yeah, this is what we were talking about as well, right? The license software. So license is a part of the copyright, right? So we are having license software. It is because like to avoid that your software being misused, right? So like same thing goes with the free and open source softwares. Like when it comes to the free and open source softwares, they are given the authority, or they are given the permission to change the software that you want, as you want, right? So it goes with the what we call the free and open source software. So it is the benefit of the world is getting with these free and open source softwares. Like people who do not have the ability to purchase the license softwares, there are many parallel softwares which has the which has the ability and which has the facilities, which is working very similar to the licensed software. So they can experience, but maybe it is not smooth as the licensed software, but still they can do pretty much good things using that. Right? Some other softwares, free and open source one is the best, right? Even though there are licensed ones, right? So yeah, so that is the end of the content of the first lesson as well. Right now, regarding first lesson, there are uh, no like much questions in the past paper, so we are not going to do a lot of things. You just since it is the introduction, so you just go through it and have some things in your mind, like even when it comes to your first term test, there will be some questions regarding the first lesson. But if you take the final paper that you are going to receive at the end of the 2023, uh, the effect of this lesson is like very lesser, like it sum up to the 2 to 3 marks from your syllabus, right? So we are not much going to do questions regarding this, but we have the questions from the other lessons as well, right? Okay, people, any questions regarding this? If you got any questions regarding this, now it's a time for you to ask. So we are officially done with the first lesson, as well as we are done with the third lesson. We only have the questions to be discussed in the third lesson, which you have done in the other day, right? So yeah, if you got any question regarding this, you can ask. Otherwise, we can go for the rest of the questions which is left with the number system. And if you got a chance, we will be able to start the new lesson, which is the second lesson we can start now, as well as the fourth lesson we can start, right? So yeah, any questions regarding this? It's clear. Okay. Right. So let's switch to the number system, right? And Lalindi, yes, the video I told. Hold on. I'll search it and give it to you. Hold on. I'm stopping my sharing because I need to be sure with the YouTube that this is the video that I'm going to show you. Right. Notifications, messages, email. No. Every thunderstorm begins with a single raindrop, but trillions can follow and all. Yeah, now this is not actually the weather reporting. They are just explaining something. So I hope you will get to see this. So share sound. Share. Yeah. So this is the one.
That water rushes downhill. The early makings of a disaster. And it doesn't need to be raining where you are. A street like this in a valley can funnel the water, creating a dangerous setup for a flash flood. Heavy rainfall is the main ingredient in flash flooding. Other factors include building in a flood zone, improper drainage, and ground that's just too wet and can't absorb any more water. And this happens fast. Now look at the street. The water is business to business here, wall to wall. Whoa, what's this guy doing? And this water is about 6 inches now, and it's enough to stall vehicles and even float vehicles in some cases. You're gonna lose control, and you don't wanna be this guy. So if you come to a street that's flooded, turn around, don't drown. More than half of the deaths from flooding each year occur in vehicles. And the water's still rising here. In fact, it's enough to float pretty much anything away that's not bolted down. At 2 feet, it's gonna carry away even cars like this. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is an SUV, and the water is high enough now to carry SUVs and pickup trucks. And this water is well inside these businesses, and this is scary. This is bad. That's not good to see something like that. We're talking some immense destruction with the force of this water. It can carry debris for miles, entire trees. In fact, water flowing at just 10 miles an hour can produce the same force as winds blowing at 300 miles an hour. Look at this. This is a huge log coming down the road, and so scary. You never know it's even in the water, but you can see some of the larger objects, including a truck right here. Absolutely life-threatening situations that come with flash flooding. And unfortunately, more heavy rain events are occurring due to our warming climate. So you are more likely to be caught in this situation. If you ever do get stuck in a flash flood, try to stay calm. Get as high as possible and make yourself visible while you wait for first responders. Heavy rain events are predicted to be 40% more common for parts of the country within this century. Just as quickly as the water came up, it goes down, leaving behind a muddy mess of debris and dangers like sharp objects, hazardous waste, also a big concern, and down power lines. So follow the forecast, and remember, when a road is flooded, always, always turn around, don't drown.
All right. So that is the experience. I think, Lanini, that is the thing that you are mentioning regarding the video. Did I told you anything else? Did I mention you anything else? No. As I remember, it's not. Right. So people, yeah, there are a lot of different videos like this you can experience, right? And yeah, that's the sum up of the first lesson. So we are officially done with 2 lessons. right? First and the third. Yeah, and I'm moving to the calculation part, right? And let me check your whiteboard. 220, 223. Yeah. Right. As I remember, we went up to the went up to some numbers. Neither we how far we went, people? Is it until the 2012 or 13? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, these are the calculations. Did we discuss this, people, or like did I ask you to do and did I promise to discuss it today? How it happens, people? මම ඔයගලන්ට ප්‍රශ්න ටික දීලා තියෙනවා. Yeah, let me check the haven't discussed neither. Right, okay, right, okay. Right. So yeah, let me discuss those quickly, since it is just the very initial things and very simple things that we have to go through, right? Okay, let me take the past paper questions. It's better I import over here. Okay, here we go. Now, I've seen most of you have done your working properly, but anyway, I'm going to do this so you can see whether the workings happen in a proper way, right? So in 2011, it says, show how the computation 5 plus minus 3 is done in 8 bits 2's complement arithmetic. Explain how you do it with the carry generated from the most significant bit, right? So what you have to do is, in 2011 is easy, right? So 2011 question. So the calculation is 5 plus minus 3. So we have to write 5 in 8 bits representation mode. So we know 5 is written as 101. And to complete the 8, we can have 5 zeros at the beginning. And that, since it is a positive value, 2's complement representation will be the same, right? And for representation of minus 3, first we show the plus 3, which is going to be like 1, 1 to represent the 3 and 6 zeros, right? So that is the plus 3. And then we are going to do 1's complement on plus 3. So that will give us 6 ones and 2 zeros. So remember, it is when you're ones complementing, ones become zeros and zeros become ones. And then we are going to add 1 to this particular answer to acquire the minus 3, right? So we are adding 1. So it will give us 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1. Now this represent 2's complement of -3. Right. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add this 1 and this 2 together. Right. So let me do the addition. So we know how to add these things, right? So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 will be added with 0, 1. So it's better you, not better, it is a must that you show the plus sign, otherwise they will reduce the marks, right? So 1 plus 1 is 2, so 0 is remaining, one group is taken to the other side. So that's that 1 and these two zeros will give you 1. 1 plus 1 will be 2, so one group is taken, 0 is remaining. Here 2 again, so 0 is remaining, 1 is taken to the other group. So likewise, you will always create in or carry in a 1 to the other side. So at the very end, when you add up 1 plus 1, still it's going to give you 2. So 0 is remaining, 1 is taken to the other side. So since this is a 2's complement calculation, this is called the carry bit and it will be ignored, right? So you have to say carry bit will be ignored, right? So that's all. It is only thing that you need to do. So I'll show you the marking scheme as well, right? So you can have the idea how this happens in the A levels, right? Yeah. So it is the C part of the first question. So it gave you 2 marks and 1 mark over here, and for the explanation 1 mark. So that means 4 marks altogether out of 10. That means 2 marks out of 100, right? So then when it comes to this kind of calculation, it's better you do this calculation within like less than 5 minutes, right? Do it as quickly as you can, right? And if you got any problems regarding the calculation, just let me know, right? Meanwhile, I'm doing this. Okay, is this clear, people? I remember most of you have sent me this particular answer earlier, right? So I was just doing it in case if someone need the clarifications. Right, yeah. And I'll show you a trick to confirm whether your calculation is correct or not, right? This is some extra things like your past paper question does not ask about this, not in this question, right? So what you have to do is, now what you are receiving here, this is a 2's complement answer. Right now, if we are asked to figure out what is the number that represents from this, like this question, these type of questions will be there in the future questions, as I remember in the 2013, yeah. So what you have to do is first you have to tell how to recognize whether this is a positive or a negative value, right? So that is the first point, right? So most significant bit, MSB. MSB කියලා අපි indicate කරගන්නේ the left most value which is not a zero, right? So the most significant bit position, I'm sorry, මම කියපු දේ මේකට apply කරගන්න යන්න එපා. Most significant bit කියන එක අපි කතා කරන්නේ leftmost value, which is not a zero, but here we can't take that. මොකද එහෙම වුණොත් අපිට zeros ටික ignore කරන්න වෙනවා. Right? මම මේක most significant bit කියන්නේ නැතුව leftmost value කියලා ලියන්න. Right? That will be the appropriate one. Leftmost value will indicate the sign, right? So for positive values, it is a 0. For negative values, it is a 1. Right? And then what we are going to do, if the number is 0, number is 0 කියනට වැඩිය the number is positive and negative කියන තැන කරලා I'll write it down here. Later I'll clear this up. If the number is positive, just convert the binary value into its corresponding decimal value, right? To find the number, right? And if it is going to be a negative one, the story is a little bit different, right? Now, if it is a negative value, you have to do the reverse process of the negative value representation. Now, if you think about the things that we have done previously in the question, we did something to represent -3. And we took +3 and we wrote it, we flip it or we invert it, then we add the 1, right? So you can describe the reverse steps to take a particular value, which is represented by 2's complement, right? So you can say, I'll use the entire screen. If the number is negative, reduce one from 2's complement value. Then the answer should be inverted. Then the inverted value then the inverted value will be converted. Will be converted to a decimal value. Yeah, people, are you getting this part? If they ask you to recognize or like to clarify what are the how we are going to take the answer out of the two's complement value, this is the way that you are going to explain, right? You don't need to write it exactly I said, just have that idea. Right, is it clear, people? Right, great. And if someone needs to write this down, now it is the time. And yeah, you will be having a chance to write this down when you're doing the 2014 paper, right? And there is an alternative way of taking the value uh, of the negative number. What you can do is you can add a 1 to the 2's complement value, then you can invert, then you can convert, right? And in the marking scheme, they said the same thing, right? I'll show you when the time comes to that particular point, right? The alternative method. All right, so I'm moving to the 2012 question. Show how the computation 15 plus minus 5, 8-bit 2's complement is done, right? And yeah, I'm going to do it a little bit quickly since we have done the things once. So 15 plus minus 5. Hold on a second, people. Yeah, it's better I refer things from here. Otherwise, board will tend to slow. Right, so 15 plus minus 5, let me do it quickly. So 15, it is represented as 4 ones. And to complete the 8 bits, we are having this. And minus 5. So to represent minus 5, we use plus 5. So plus 5, you are going to show it like this. And this is plus 5. And then we invert it. So zeros into ones, ones into zeros, and we add a 1. So this is one's complement. The answer is going to be two's complement. So answer is going to be 1, 1, 0. Yeah, hold on. Here. Right, so the representation of the 5 in 2's complement will be like this. Yeah, so this is 2's complement. Right, so as usual, we are going to add this 1 and this 2, which is going to be 4 zeros, 4 ones. Right, so here we do the addition. 1 plus 1 is 2, so 0 is remaining, 1 is going up. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, so 1 is remaining, 1 is going up. 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 is remaining, 1 is going up. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, so 1 is remaining, 1 is going up. Then 1 plus 1 is 2, so 0 is remaining, 1 is going up. Here 2 is remaining, 1 is going up. 1 is going up. And there is going to be a carry bit, right? And that carry bit, we have to say, ignored. It's better say will be ignored. Right? So your answer is going to be this. And you can see it is a positive value since the most significant position is 0. And this represents 10. If you write the place values, 1, 2, 4, 8, 8 and 2 is being activated. So it is 10. So 15 minus 5 is 10. So you receive it. Right, so that is the 2012 math. Regarding 2013, yeah, in 2013, it's a total question, as I remember, right? Tapi 2012 wala marking scheme එකක් go through කරලා යමු. Right, so this is 2012. Right, so this is, hold on. Yeah, this is how the computation happens. So in this year, they have given 5 marks. That means 2.5 for your answer. Right, when it comes to 2013, yeah. So it gives section by section. So it's better you only do what they ask you to do. Right? Amatar deva liyan yan depa. It's going to reduce the marks. Reduce means like, even though you know, but if everything is done in a one particular place, then it will only take the marks that particular part belongs, right? So in A, it says convert 13 and minus 19 into 2's complement numbers, right? Use 8-bit representation number. So that is the A part. 13 and minus 19. So 13. So 13 is 8 plus 5. So it is going to be like this. 13 and 4 zeros will be ahead. And the next one is the minus 19. So for that, 19 is given, right? So 16 plus 3, right? So 5 digits are there, so only 3 needed. Right, so flipping part, let me check this. Yeah, that's correct. So ones complement, right? So the ones complement takes place like this. Yes, I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, some 2 zeros will be there, right? So to make the twos complement, we are going to add a 1. So it says, yeah, this is the twos complement 19. So we need to add 1 and 2 together. Okay, hold on. So this is going to be the 2's complement minus 19. So we add 1 and 2 together. So it's going to give you right. So what happens when these things are get added? 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 is remaining, 1 is taken. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 is taken to the other side, 0 is remaining. And 1 plus 1 is 3, so 1 is remaining, 1 is taken to the other side. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Right? So this is going to be your 2's complement answer. There is no any carry bit regarding this. Right? So when it comes to the answering the question, it shows convert 13 and minus 1910 into 2's complement. So all you have to do is this part as the A part. Then they ask compute 13 minus 10 by using 2's complement numbers obtained in section 1 above and give the answer in 2's complement form. So you have obtained the things and you are just do the addition. You have to say plus mark over here. So this is going to be the part B. And in part C, right? So for the C part, what they are asking is, yeah, explain how the positive and negative numbers in 2's complement can be converted into the decimal values, decimal numbers. So it goes the same way, right? Like we discussed previously. So I'll go that by the marking scheme. So 2013. Yeah, this is 2013. Yeah. So as I told you, 3 marks are given to the 13 and minus 19 representations. 1 mark is given for the calculation, and another 2 marks is given to the illustrating how the most like positive and negative numbers have been identified, and then the value. So as I told you, positive is you don't have to do much of the things. You can just convert it into the decimal value straight away, right? And when it comes to the negative, see, it says invert bit value. Now look at this. Get binary number, the second method, invert bit values. So you first invert the things and add 1 to the least significant bit. So that means the rightmost place, right? You can describe the reverse way of the 2's complement to take the answer, or you can explain it like this, right? So anyway, they have given 2 marks for this. So how many marks for this section? 2 plus 3 plus 1, 6 marks. 6 marks are given, right? In 2013, that means 3 marks out of 100. And yeah, moving to the fourth, 2014. Yeah, now this is the year that the pattern of the math was changed, right? And it is asking, show that the negative of 0001 is 11112. Note that both numbers are represented in 2's complement form, right? Uttana Gana simple lunata, you have to do the, or you have to give the correct explanation, right? So you can make this in many different ways, right? 2014. So it is, the requirement is show 111 is negative of 0001, right? So that is the requirement. So what we can do is, since they say these are 2's complement values, right? 2's complement values. What we can do is, first we can say from 0001, it represents positive 1, right? Therefore, to represent negative 1, to represent the negative 1, what we can do is take the plus 1 and invert it, or 1's complement it, right? Then add 1 at the end and shows the 2's complement representation, right? Then you can say, therefore 111 is the negative representation of 0001 in 2's complement, right? When you're writing these things in this manner, you like marker can't have any point to cut down the marks, right? So you can say therefore 1111 is the negative value of 0001. Right? Got this, people? Please confirm. Okay. Right. Sachintani, how about you, Dua? Is it clear? And let me see anything. Right, great. Anything different in the other one? No, 2015 goes the same way, 10 and minus 25, so the representation, the things. So I'll show you the marking scheme. I'm not going to do it. So in 2015, yeah. So in 2015, yeah, here it goes. So it took only 4 marks for that, right? So A part representation, B part representation, and then the addition and doing the process. And in the fourth one, it says how to like express a negative number, as I remember. Let me see. These are steps necessary to transform the result obtained in section 3. Yes. Then after section 3, you can in negative number 10 minus 25 into the decimal form in order to print the answer. Right. So only the negative part conversion is enough. Make it a negative, right? And when it comes to 2018, it goes the same way, right? So remember, you can have this calculation to take 2 to 3 marks in your paper, right? And nowadays they are throwing the MCQs as well, right? So MCQ totally you can gather from this lesson, right? Okay, so that is the end of the third lesson, right? And I am moving to the second lesson, which is due by next week. Man, second lesson is multiple product penana. Learning the S2018, I'll show you. I'll show you too. Hold on. This is the 18. Hold on. In 2018, the marking scheme was huge. There you go. Yes. Yeah. So 1 mark to represent the 12, and 1 mark for represent the 68, and 1 mark to represent the combination, right? And in the as the very last point, it is in my table. Oh, I have missed this part, people. So it is given 1 mark as well. Oh, can you? What are the benefits of two's complement? It's better you write this, people. Make a liya ganna podak otanta. More efficient calculation, possible to represent negative numbers. Subtraction are carried out as additions. Has only one value for zero. Those are the benefits of the two's complement representation. Let me know when you are done, people. Okay. Right. Sachintani, are you done, Dua? Okay. All right. So by next week, we have to talk about two new lessons, right? Again, now Gates lesson is the one which is the one of the important lessons that you are going to face. Second lesson එකේ first lesson එකට වඩා gravity එකක් in your syllabus, right? So the second lesson is about basic computer components and the evolution, right? Right, this is the one that you are going to talk about, right? Some history and some components. I told you we are going to discuss about the printers and all these things in detail when it comes to the second one, right? And storages and how the computer architecture works, about the processors, and something about the RAMs, right? And yeah, it is a comparatively a small lesson, right? මම මේ ගොඩක් පින්තූර දාලා තියෙන නිසා පිටු ගන්න වැඩි, right? And like the more important one is the logic gates, right? So logic gates is going to show you, like it's going to give you altogether, let's say, yeah, more than 10 marks in your paper, right? There is a definite question when it comes to the first question of the second part, right? Essay paper paper එකේ එන one major question එකක් තමයි අපිට logic gates lesson එකෙන් එන්නේ. It has a lot of things to do, right? There are things for you to learn and to focus, right? So then there will be MCQs, at least 2 or maximum 3, right? So which will give you like 7.5 for the math that you are receiving on your paper in the second part. Like almost everyone is trying this, right? Because even though it is big in content, but it is easy to achieve, right? And again, it has a very big risk as well, people, right? මොකද මේ ගානේ උඩින් වැරදුනොත් පල්ලෙහා ඔක්කොම ටික වරදිනවා. ඒක තමයි මෙයාගේ තියෙන risk එක. හැබැයි මෙයා lazy, right? Very easy to achieve. Right? If you know the things, you like flow it without a problem, right? And yeah, so be ready, people. I will send you the soft copies of these notes, right? And so you will be able to refer the soft copy until we get a chance to collect the tubes, right? When we got the chance, I'll let you collect the tubes from my place, right? So yeah, today I'm going to end the session like 5 minutes before, and thank you for waiting that half an hour in a place of emergency, right? And I'll see you on next week with 2 new lessons, people. So get ready. We are going to touch the second one and the fourth one, right? All right. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week for the same time, people. Right? Have a nice day. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Right? Okay. Thank you all.